Hey everybody, welcome to New Zealand's biggest gap year. It's an epic challenge that my partner Laura and I decided to tackle a few years back, doing 365 activities all around New Zealand in 365 days. And today we're going to take a horse trekking tour around the River Valley area. Join me at the end of the video when I'm going to go over all the comments and questions you had the first time we published it. This morning is another glorious day in River Valley and we're joining their team for horse trekking today, which is slightly bit different than rafting that we did yesterday.
Yeah, it's slightly different, so you can definitely leave your paddle at home. Once we arrive at the River Valley stables, we are getting geared up with some leather riding boots, some sexy riding chaps and a helmet. And then we are meeting our horses.
But before we're meeting the horse, we're also meeting our guide. Jess is going to be our tour guide today and she has a wealth of knowledge about horse riding. It's absolutely incredible how much she knows, and we're getting an insight into horse trekking like never before when she gives us an introduction about every single one of the tiny behavior that we can affect on a horse, just so we feel super confident going through the trek. Every single one of our horses have different personality. It's quite fascinating to know how amazingly different each of them are. For example, you get some which are a little bit more curious, always kind of looking around to see what the hell is happening around, and you get some of them which are just really greedy and always want to be in the front of the line. It's quite interesting to know that before riding the horse, so we know what to expect and how to actually handle the horse that we are riding.
After getting some amazing step-by-step tuition from Jess, which really makes us feel a lot more confident on these horses, especially for nervous riders like me, we are heading onto the beautiful rolling hills of the Rangitikei Valley. The theme with River Valley horse trekking is that it's all about freedom, and Jess admits that they never usually take the same route twice. We sort of can make our own way from paddock to paddock, really exploring these hills the way we want to.
River Valley Lodge practiced natural horsemanship, which means that the horse don't have a bit in their mouth. The bit in their mouth is the metallic stuff that is on the horse mouth when you usually do horse trekking. It's obviously not really nice for the horse to have something in its mouth for the whole trek, so doing a natural horsemanship is always better for the animal. Because it's less intrusive for the horse, it also gives us a little bit less control on the horse, so we actually need to use a little bit different technique to get the horse to go the way we want to, and that includes using our feet. We are using our legs to put a little bit of pressure on the bottom of their bellies, a bit on the left, a bit on the right, and the horse is obeying to what we're actually asking them to do. It's a really different way to horse trek that we've never done before in New Zealand. But the good side of it is that it gives us heaps of freedom. Laura mentioned that this whole theme is about freedom, but it genuinely is. If we feel like we want the horse to go faster, it literally takes a tiny nudge for us to get the horse to start galloping, cantering, or making its way a little bit faster along the line.
A highlight of this trip is when we start climbing up this huge hill to get to the top and see an amazing viewpoint overlooking all the rolling hills and the forest in the distance. It's just such an enchanting area and it's an amazing photo opportunity. After getting plenty of time to soak in the views, we start making our way back down the hill and taking an alternative route back to the stables. We decide to make our way alongside a sheep paddock, so we see lots of the locals sort of staring at us and wondering what the hell we're doing. And there's lots of little ponds about, even a few dodgy looking vehicles, and then we continue on to the next field. By this point of the trip, we have a lot more confidence to start going a little faster on the horses and do some trotting and do some galloping. And Jess is being really encouraging and has a super positive attitude to make us feel more confident with our horses.
Like for many horse trekking, usually the horse gets a sense that we are on our way home as soon as we turn around, and they're pretty eager to get home because that's when they usually get fed, pet and pampered, which we definitely plan on doing. As the pace is getting a little faster, the fun is getting a little bigger. It's so much more fun when the horse trekking tour is getting a little bit more speed, because it just makes it feel like we are literally cantering through the plains of New Zealand, like if we were early settlers in the 1900s. There is heaps of different tours that you can tackle when doing a horse trekking tour with River Valley Lodge, but this one that we tackle today is the perfect balance between a little bit of fun but still really beginner friendly, and that's perfect for a group because, well, I did horse trek quite a few times before. Laura is not that confident on the horse, and a few other people in the tour have never rode a horse before in their lives. And by this point, my horse Rio is really becoming cheeky. His personality starts really to shine through, and basically he is the cheeky one of the bunch. If I don't pay attention to what it does, it's gonna stray off track and do its own thing. It's either gonna be cantering a little bit or it's gonna go for a big feed. While Laura's horse is Rico, and it's a really mellow horse. She kinda have to hustle it a little bit to start moving along.
After another awesome day adventuring in River Valley, we're heading back to the lodge to get some delicious food.
You get Laura, which is like, oh, what is my horse gonna choose? Because I don't want to, bother it too much. I hope you're okay with me being on your back, right?
Alright everybody, how did you like this horse trekking tour? Make sure to tell us in the comments below if it's something that you have on your itinerary or if it's something that you just discovered through this video and you want to add to your itinerary. Tell us a little bit if you have any questions or comments. It's always a really good way for us to know if we are doing something right. So yeah, go nuts in there. So speaking of comments, we had Anna Winter that says that the video was so amazing. She loves horses and she's learning to ride them at the ripe old age of 58. I think it's a ripe the ripe young age of 58. Here you go. Mitch Swift Travel said that was a very nice scenery and the horse riding looks amazing. Sherry says, I'm definitely going to be adding this horse ride to my New Zealand itinerary when the border reopen. By the way, I've finally caught up with all the videos on your channel now. They're so helpful. Thank you so much, Sherry. If you find our video helpful, make sure to hit like and subscribe. It's a great free way for you to reward all our hard work. And we also have Faisal that said, hey guys, beautiful hours and beautiful country place. I like New Zealand. Now we do love New Zealand too. I've been here for 12 years now. I still sport the foreign accent, but that's okay. I'll make it through. All right, so if you are planning a trip to New Zealand, a couple of things you can be doing. You can check out nzpocketguide.com. It's New Zealand's largest travel guide, and it's free for you to use to plan your trip. There's ton and ton of up-to-date information for you. You can also join us on Patreon. It's a great way to reward all our hard work. It's only less than a cup of coffee a month, and it gives you a lot of different advantages. There is a link in the comments below, and we also run a live session every week. So at 8 a.m. on Sunday, New Zealand time, we hang out right here on YouTube for 1 hour and take all your questions about traveling in New Zealand. So maybe you want to join one of those. And to do that, hit subscribe and that little bell and all the other button. The belly button too. Hit all of the buttons. Bye-bye.